My lords, I say you ought not to sentence me. First, because although this has been a long and important trial, it has not been a fair trial, and my request was not complied with to have a jury of my equals. The next reason that I ought not to be sentenced is on account of the great prejudice that has been raised against me. Almost the whole press of this country has been raising a great prejudice against me. I have been taunted by the press, and it has tried to smother me with ridicule, and it has done everything in its power to crush me. The press has strongly excited the middle class against me. Therefore, I did not expect anything else except the verdict of guilty, right or wrong. And instead of my being pitied, I pity the Attorney General and the government that they could descend to such means as to raise up a conspiracy against me by infamous and base characters. I should have said the Spy Master General, for that is the fact. The present government is now supported by a regular, organized system of espionage, which is a disgrace to this great and boasted free country. The locality to which I belong never approved of any violence and never sent any delegates to any such meetings. And that you will find proved in the trials of my fellow prisoners who have not yet been tried. Then I have to complain of the Whig manoeuvres of keeping the spy Davies back to the last moment, after he had had an opportunity of reading the evidence in the newspaper and seeing what was deposed to, and then coming here with a statement written out by the inspectors of police against me and filling up all the discrepancies in the evidence of the principal spy, that miscreant with so many aliases, Powell. It is most gross, perilous, and degrading to any government to resort to such means. And if my letters had been read, it would have been proved that my life had been threatened months ago. And that would easily account for my having a small pocket pistol at home loaded. I was also threatened with assassination, and therefore I considered I had a right. And indeed, every Englishman has a right, according to old statute, to have arms. That is all I need say at present, except that this is no more than I would have expected for some time. As I certainly have been an important character in the Chartist movement, I laid myself out for something of this sort from the first. I know that a great many men of good moral character are now suffering in prison only for advocating the cause of the Charter. But, however, I do not despair of its being carried out yet. There may be many victims. I am not anxious for martyrdom, but I feel that after what I have gone through this week, I have the fortitude to endure any punishment your lordship can inflict upon me. I know my cause is good, and I have a self-approving conscience that will bear me up against anything, and that would bear me up even to the scaffold. Therefore, I think I can endure any punishment proudly. As to the act which your lordship has called attention to, which was passed by the legislature in the most hurried manner without time for due consideration, any act that has been brought forward for the good of the country has been delayed and great time lost in attending to it. And indeed, most of them have been thrown aside or put off to the next session. But anything to to bridge the rights of the working classes can be passed in a few hours.